Kameshri garu, can you please go ahead, Andy?
There is 1 more minute, Kadani. I'm just waiting.
Okay, 1 minute. Please. Start cheyandi, Kameshri. It's live, right?
ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. శ్రీ కామకోటి భక్తి కేంద్రం మరియు సాంప్రదాయ పాఠశాల తిరుపతి తరపున ఈ ఉదయం మా ప్రత్యేక వక్త డాక్టర్ ప్రవేశ్ వ్యాసా గారిని పరిచయం చేయడం ఎంతో అదృష్టం. డాక్టర్ ప్రవేశ్ వ్యాసా గారు ప్రస్తుతం న్యూఢిల్లీలోని శ్రీ లాల్ బహదూర్ శాస్త్రి రాష్ట్రీయ సంస్కృత విద్యాపీఠంలో వాస్తు శాస్త్రంలో అసిస్టెంట్ ప్రొఫెసర్గా ఉన్నారు. వీరు ఎన్నో పతకాలను అందుకున్నారు. వాటిలో శాస్త్రి BA హానర్స్లో 1వ స్థానంలో నిలిచినందుకు బంగారు పతకం, యూజీసీ నుండి 2007-2008 సంవత్సరం శాస్త్రి BAలో 1వ స్థానంలో నిలిచినందుకు యూనివర్సిటీ ర్యాంక్ హోల్డర్ కోసం పోస్ట్ గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ మెరిట్ స్కాలర్షిప్, SLB SRC SRS విశ్వవిద్యాలయం న్యూఢిల్లీ నుండి ఫలిట్ జ్యోతిషంలో 1వ స్థానంలో నిలిచినందుకు సుఖ్దేవ్ చతుర్వేది బంగారు పతకం, SLB SRS విశ్వవిద్యాలయం న్యూఢిల్లీ నుండి ఫలిట్ మరియు సిద్ధాంత్ జ్యోతిషంలో 1వ స్థానంలో నిలిచినందుకు సంత ప్రసాద్ ఉపాధ్యాయ బంగారు పతకం, SLB SRS విశ్వవిద్యాలయం నుండి అన్ని ఆచార్య పాఠ్యాంశాల్లోనూ 1వ స్థానంలో నిలిచినందుకు శ్రీమతి భారతీ మిశ్రా బంగారు పతకం అందించారు. SLB SRS విశ్వవిద్యాలయం నుండి 2009లో అత్యుత్తమ విద్యార్థిగా నిలిచినందుకు రాష్ట్రపతి శంకర్ దయాళ్ శర్మ బంగారు పతకం అందించారు. 2008లో సంస్కృత ప్రసంగ పోటీలో 1వ స్థానంలో నిలిచినందుకు శివచరణ్ దాస్ సబర్వాల్ బంగారు పతకం, 2007లో బెంగళూరు అఖిల భారత సంస్కృత విద్యార్థుల ప్రసంగ పోటీలలో రజత పతకం, 2008లో తిరుపతిలో అఖిల భారత సంస్కృత విద్యార్థుల ప్రసంగ పోటీలో కాంస్య పతకం సాధించారు డాక్టర్ ప్రవేశ్ వ్యాసా గారు. డాక్టర్ ప్రవేశ్ గారు వాస్తు సౌఖ్యం మరియు వాస్తు రత్నాకర అనే 2 పుస్తకాలను ప్రచురించారు. వీరు వివిధ పాఠ్య పుస్తకాల్లో అధ్యాయాలు వ్రాశారు మరియు కొన్ని పరిశోధనా పత్రాలను కూడా ప్రచురించారు. వాటిలో కొన్ని ఎక్స్ప్లోరేషన్ ఆఫ్ సైన్స్ ఆఫ్ న్యాచురల్ డిజాస్టర్, ప్రొడిక్షన్ ఇన్ ఏన్షియంట్ ఇండియన్ ఆస్ట్రోనామికల్ మాన్యుస్క్రిప్ట్స్, పక్షఘాత్ రోగకారి ఉపచార్ ఏవం నివారణ్, వజ్రలేప్ నిర్మాణ్ ఏవం ప్రయోగ్ మరియు మరెన్నో. నమస్తే వాస్తు పురుషాయ భూషయ్యా భిరాట్ ప్రభో మద్గృహం ధనధాన్యాది సమృద్ధం కురు సర్వదా. నేటి ఉపన్యాసం యొక్క అంశం వాస్తుశాస్త్రం యొక్క ప్రాముఖ్యత. వాస్తు అనేది ఒక ఆస్తిని నిర్మించే శాస్త్రం మాత్రమే కాదు, ఇది ఆనందకరమైన జీవితాన్ని ప్రోత్సహించే పురాతన వేదశాస్త్రంతో సంబంధం కలిగి ఉంటుంది. వాస్తు సూత్రాలు ఓరియంటేషన్, సైట్ ప్లానింగ్, నిష్పత్తుల కొలతలు మరియు సౌందర్యం ఆధారంగా ఉంటాయి. వాస్తుశాస్త్రం యొక్క ముఖ్యమైన ప్రయోజనాలు ప్రకృతి శక్తిని సమన్వయం చేయడం, ద్రవ్య దీవెన, ఎంచుకున్న ప్రయత్నంలో వృద్ధి, బంధాన్ని ఎల్లప్పుడూ దృఢంగా ఉంచడంతో పాటు ఆనందాన్ని కూడా కలిగిస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు డాక్టర్ ప్రవేశ్ వ్యాసా గారు చెప్పేది విని మన జీవితంలో వాస్తు యొక్క ప్రాముఖ్యత మరియు బహుళ ప్రయోజనాలను అర్థం చేసుకుందాం. ఎవరికైనా ఏమైనా ప్రశ్నలు ఉంటే దయచేసి చాట్ బాక్స్ లో పోస్ట్ చేయండి.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste to everyone. On behalf of Sri Kamakoti Bhakti Kendra USA and Sampradaya Tirupati, it is indeed my privilege and honor to introduce our special speaker of this morning, Dr. Pravesh Vyasaji. He is currently Assistant Professor at Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri Rashtriya Sanskrit Vidyapith, New Delhi in Vastu Shastra. Dr. Pravesh Ji has received numerous medals, and to name a few: gold medal for standing in first position in Shastri BA Honors, postgraduate merit scholarship for university rank holder for the year 2007-2008 from UGC for standing first position, Sukhdev Chaturvedi gold medal for standing first position in Falit Jyotishya in SLBSRS University, New Delhi, Sankat Prasad Upadhyay gold medal for standing first position in Delhi, and Srimati Bharti Mishra gold medal in all subjects of Acharya in SLBSRS University, President Shankar Dayal Sharma gold medal for the best student of the university in 2009, Shiv Charan Das Sabarwal gold medal for standing first position in Sanskrit speech competition, silver medal in All India Sanskrit student speech competition in Bangalore 2007 bronze medal in All India Sanskrit Student Speech Competition in Tirupati, year 2008. Dr. Pravesh ji has written 2 books published, namely Vastu Saukyam and Vastu Ratnakara. He has written chapters in various textbooks and has a couple of research papers published. To name a few: Exploration of Science of Natural Disaster Prediction in Ancient Indian Astronomical Manuscripts, Akshagat Roga Kari Upachar Evam Nivaran, Vajralep Nirman Evam Prayog, and many more. Namaste Vastu Purushaya Bhushaya Bhirat Prabho Madgriham Dandhanyadi Samriddham Kuru Sarvada. The topic of today's lecture is Importance of Vastu Shastra. Vastu is not merely a science of constructing a property, but it is rather a connection with the ancient Vedic science promoting blissful living. Vastu principles are based off orientation, site planning, proportion measurement, dimensions, and aesthetic nature. Salient features of Vastu Shastra include harmonizing nature's energy, monetary blessings, growth in your chosen endeavor, keeps your relation bond always strong, and brings happiness. Let us listen to Dr. Pravesh Vyas ji and understand the importance and multiple benefits of Vastu in our lives. If anyone has any questions, please post them in the chat box and we will try to clarify any doubts at the end of the session. Thank you. Pravesh ji, please.
नमो नमः सर्वेभ्यो अचिन्त्या व्यक्तरूपाय निर्गुणाय गुणात्मने समस्त जगदाधार मूर्तये ब्रह्मणे नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः. Hello everyone. First of all, I want to give my gratitude to our hosts that they gave me this opportunity to speak about.
Request everyone to kindly mute and only the speaker will be speaking, please.
Okay. And I also want to congratulate you to running this course of Indian knowledge system. You are doing a very noble job, spreading the knowledge of ancient rishis among people. And absolutely, this will be very helpful to the people. And it will be spreading the main motto and main goal of our Indian knowledge system to become every person happy. So Vastu Shastra also does this. It helps to a person to be happy. First of all, we need to know what is Vastu and why study Vastu. In Sanskrit, this is the definition that Yasmin Vasati Tad Vastu. In which everything lives is Vastu. Like an electron is living in the atom, he revolving the center of the atom. The atom is the Vastu of that electron. If the earth is revolving around the sun, in the solar system, this solar system is the Vastu of earth. If a bird is living on the tree in its house, that is the Vastu of that bird. If a person is living in his house, that house is the Vastu of that person. So whatever is living in whichever thing, that is its Vastu. Basically, Vastu is the science of atmosphere. Whatever is around you is your Vastu. You are affected by everything around you. In the same way, any person living in any atmosphere, that person or that being is affected by that atmosphere. So how to use that atmosphere in the benefit of human being or any being? is the main motto of Vastu Shastra. Basically, all the Shastras derived from Vedas. And the main goal, main motto of Vedas was Ishtaprapti Anishtapariharasya Alaukikam Upayam Yo Vedayati Saha Veda. Sayanacharya says that whatever is good for human being, whatever is beneficial for human being, should be given to the person. And whatever is the harmful, whatever is not beneficial, should be removed from the person's life. So all the Shastras, starting from the Vedas, the main motto of writing the Vedas, creating the Vedas, was to give benefit to human being. Whatever is beneficial for them, that should be given to them. And whatever is harmful, that should be removed from their life. So the all Shastras, like Ayurveda, Yoga, Jyotisha, Darshan Shastra, every Shastra is doing the same thing, but in different manner. Their systems are different. Ayurveda gives you the right path of living, what to eat, what not to eat, when to eat, how to live your life in the harmony with nature. And that nature, that medicines, that herbs will recover your health. In same way, yoga also explains how to live life, how to behave, how to do some asana, pranayam, niyam, dharana, to become happy in your life, to remove obstacles from your life. Jyotisha, by seeing the birth chart, Jyotisha explains how your karmas are affecting you and how to cure those karmas effects by doing some kind of remedies, upaya. Darshan Shastra also explains what is life, what is the purpose of life, what to do to be happy. Like Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, all are included in Darshan Shastra. In the same way, Vastu Shastra does this thing in its manner by doing positivity in your atmosphere, using your atmosphere. And why should we study Vastu? Because it works. It gives effects. And it is the need of today. If you want to be happy, if you want success in your life, then Vastu can help you. And it's really very practical. So you must read it. You just check it practically, and then you believe in it. So there is a big difference between Vastu and modern architecture. The modern architecture only relates with the material world. How the things will be very nice in seeing, how the people will be liking to see the construction. And mostly the modern architecture, the material they use, the methods they use are very harmful to nature. And after this modern architecture, all the things we are seeing in this atmosphere, all the pollutions started. But Vastu Shastra is very much related to the nature. And it doesn't only think about the physical construction, material construction, but also the mind, body, and soul. Whatever you are making for someone, that construction should give your ease to your body, to your mind, to your Atma. And the West don't have the concept of Atman. They were not having the concept. So Vastu was never harmful to the nature, And it was meant to create harmony between human and nature. In Sanskrit, we get a word archidakshtorya. In Latin, it is said that the English word architecture was derived from architectura. And the same word we find in Sanskrit. Archi means the son of Lord Sun. Daksh, which is very perfect in Taurya, in architectural things. So this word was used for Tvashta Devata, the deity Tvashta. The Tvashta was the main architecture of Devatas. So we just find a similar word. I am not saying that the architecture become architecture, but we find something similarity. So how can we know the origin of Vastu Shastra? In a broader perspective, we can say Vastu was from the beginning of the universe. Because whenever, wherever, whatever is living, existing, the atmosphere of that existence is Vastu. But we are talking about the Vastu Shastra, which is related to human being. So we find two kinds of evidences to know how the Vastu was originated and where that word came from. So one is textual evidences and second is archaeological evidences. In textual evidences, UNESCO is confirming that the oldest written script, oldest book of human is Veda, Rig Veda. And also in our Sanatan culture, we believe that everything is derived from Vedas. Vedas were the highest and most intellectual creation of human being. All the rishis were doing research by their intuition, by yoga, by continuous observations. They found few formulas from the universe and they saw that knowledge in their intuition, dhyana avastha. And that's why it's called that the rishis are the seers. They saw the knowledge. Rishayaha mantra drishtaraha. The mantras were seen by them. So whatever knowledge was required, they thought about that and they got that from the universe, and the compilation done by Rishi Vedavyasa. It is said that the Rishi Vedavyasa compiled that knowledge and created Vedas. But every mantra has some specific Rishi and specific deity, Devata, and specific Chandas. So textual evidences starts from Vedas. Mainly there are 4 Vedas and there are 4 Upavedas. So the Upaveda of Atharva Veda is Sthapatya Veda, and where there the Vastu starts. Sthapatya Veda is the synonym of Vastu Shastra. And in the Vedic texts, we used to say that Samhitas. In Vedic mantras, we find numerous evidences of Vastu Shastra. Like they were constructing in a perfect manner. They were constructing cities, they were constructing various type of houses, temples. And you can see here, 32 names of houses were there in Rig Veda. Even now we don't find so many names of a house. Griham, Gayaha, Pastyam, Duronam, Duryaha. And every house is having some specific speciality. two names are not very much the same. Every name is having its own nature. The Sharman is different from Vidatham. Gaya is different from Duronam. The style and type differentiates that house. So we find that even the time of Vedas were created, the systematic Vastu system was there. And also, in Shulba Sutras, after the Vedas, we find Sadanga Veda, 6 parts of Vedas, and in that Kalpa part of, in the 6th part of Kalp, we find Sulba Sutras, and Sulba Sutras deal with constructing the altars, Yagya Vedis, Yagya Kund, how to construct them. And it was very specific and very minor, and they used a very higher mathematics in geometry to construct even a brick. What will be the size and the breadth of the brick, and how the construction of altar will be made, what will be the proportion. And they did a very deep mathematics to do that. And there we find how they were very specific and very sharp in doing, constructing things. Nowadays we do yagya, but we don't construct such kind of kunda. We don't create such kind of altars. And we believe that we will find the whole benefit of that mantra or yagya. There is some disturbance. So this is the beginning we can find in textual. Also, in the 3rd part of Vedas, Jyotish Shastra, which is considered as the eyes of Vedas. The Jyotish Shastra divided into 3 parts, Siddhanta, Samhita and Hora. In the Siddha Samhita part, the Vastu Shastra was included. The published text we found these days is Varaha Mihira's Brihat Samhita. In Brihat Samhita we find Vastu Vidyadhyaya, Prasad Lakshanadhyaya, Pratima Lakshanadhyaya. These are related to Vastu Shastra. Varaha Mihira said that Vastu is included into the Samhita part of Jyotish Shastra. But as a Upaveda of Atharva Veda, Vastu was having its own tradition. There were so many rishis and acharyas who created, who invented, who seen the basic rules of Vastu Shastra in their intuition. In many Puranas, Matsya, Varaha, Brahma, Vaivarta, Skanda, Agni, Bhagavad, Garud, Srimad Bhagavad, Kalki, Bhavishya, Vishnu Dharmottar, we find numerous examples of Vastu Shastra. In Matsya Purana especially, it is said that there are 18 founders of Vastu Shastra. Bhrigu, Atri, Vasishtaha, Vishwakarma, Mayastatha, Naradaha, Nagnajit, Vishalakshaha, Purandaraha, Brahma, Kumara, Nandisha, Shaunaka, Garga, Evacha, Vasudevo, Aniruddhascha, Shukra, Tatha, Shukra Brahaspati, Ashtadas Aite Vikhyata, Vastu Shastra Upadeshakaha. Matsya Purana says that these are 18 scholars, founders who created the basic rules of Vastu Shastra. But later on in other texts like Mansara, it says that there are 32 acharyas, and this text add more acharyas. Vishweshaha, Vishweshwaraha, Prabodhakaha, Vrittaha, Mayaha, Tvashta, Manu, Manakalpaha, Vishalaha, Mayaputraha, Parasharaha, Kartikeyaha. These were the rishis, these were the acharyas who created the Vastu Shastra rules. They were the founders. But unfortunately, we can't prove that what was the time of those rishis. But But certainly we can say those rishis were there and they founded those rules of Vastu Shastra. And later on, this Vastu Shastra spread. Later Acharyas created more texts. And you can see here names of those texts: Vishwakarma Prakash, Mayamatam, Vishwakarma Vastu Shastra, Aparajit Pricha, Jay Pricha, Rup Mandan, Prasad Mandan, until the India was not captured by Western people. The Shastra was growing until the education system was not destroyed. These texts were written, and this list goes on and on and on. These texts are only these texts which are now published, or we know the names. Even now, there are so many manuscripts related to Vastu Shastra which are not published yet. More than 100 names we know, the text of Vastu Shastra, and it's very sad to know that you see people doing Vastu Shastra these days, opening big offices, but they don't even have seen these texts. They are just reading the secondary text, translations. Very few books are translated. They have not even seen 10 books among these texts, and they are considering themselves Vastu experts. This has to be seen. Next is archaeological evidences. Wherever in India, anywhere you go and dig, you will find evidences of systematic Vastu. You will find temples, you will find some construction, houses, a systematic city planning. I will start from Dwarka and will go till Jaipur. And especially the dating of those excavations and evidences is very difficult. And it's mostly done by Western scholars. So they consider it's not very ancient. So I'm starting from Dwarika. Recently, we have seen excavations, evidences of Dwarika city, and very nice work done by Virendra Kumar Jhaji. From 2000 to 2018, he done a very huge and deep research, and he found that there were systematic city planning. Like you can see here, the fort wall was there, and these are the grid structure residential colony we find underneath the water. By the satellite images, it's shown. So Dwarka was very systematic city, and you can see here Tanyevasyaha Karishye Chinhanyayatanani cha Chatvaran Rajamargascha Samyagantah Purani cha, as it is written in Mahabharata, and also in other texts about the city planning. And you can see a systematic construction of roads and the colonies. Submerged buildings of Dwarka, forgotten township of Dwarka. Now these evidences are available. And just recent excavations in Sinoli, we see a new civilization, and very systematic civilization. They were constructing houses, and this site is just one field. This is just one field, and we are finding so many excavations. The systematic construction of houses, whole city planning is there, and the huge evidences in Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Kalibanga, Lothal, Dholavira. And it's in this evidences are spread in very vast area. And you can see the systematic plan of Mohenjo-daro, Harappa. The western part of the area is citadel, and the lower part is in the east direction. The proportions, Michel Danino from IIT Gandhinagar has done a very good research. How these Vastu proportions, which are written in the later text like Mansara and Mayamatam, are applied into those cities. How the construction of houses, construction of city was made according to Vastu rules. The drainage system, the water system, everything was very well planned in Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Dholavira. Every city was very nicely constructed, and they were doing business from all the Europe, Africa, Misra, Sumeria. We find evidences, seals from Harappa and Mohenjo-daro and from Indus Valley civilization. So we can say that they were knowing the construction very well, very well. The multi-story buildings were there. The drainage system were there. Even the flush and the toilets was there. It was very systematized civilization. The water system, the drinking water was different. The using water was different. And up to the Jaipur, the construction was done by some systematic rules. Raja Savai Jai Singh wanted to make the city totally according to Vastu Shastra. Chatushashti Pada Vastu Vinyas is used for city planning, and he wanted to do that city planning perfectly according to Vastu. But it was not done 100%, but he tried, and mostly 80% he constructed the Jaipur city according to Vastu Shastra. So we can say there was no architecture in India, because this word is very recent. Until the Westerners did not change the education system, there was only Vastu, not architecture. You don't say architecture. We were doing Vastu. Whatever is constructed is called Vastu. We were making big cities, big houses, big temples. And those were not only big, but also sustainable. And even then, even now, those constructions from thousands of years, we can see them. They are remaining till now. So we were having Vastu, not architecture. And it was a great loss for us. Can you imagine? We were not making houses, we were not making cities, we were not constructing temples, buildings. We were doing all these things. There were texts, there was systematic education system of teaching these things, and that was sustainable. Now every Vastu expert or architecture, they are focusing upon sustainability, green buildings. The construction should not harm nature. And we were doing everything since the beginning, until the education system was not changed. Are we not constructing houses? There were architects, but those were not called architects. Those were called Vastu Shastri, Sutradhar, Sthapati, Takshak. Those were the names. So after the history and origin of Vastu, I want to explain the basic principles, how Vastu works. Basically, Vastu works upon 5 elements and 3 natural forces. It's very simple. Learning Vastu is very simple. If you just know these things, you can know Vastu very well. 5 elements: Agni, Prithvi, Vayu, Jal, Akash. Fire, earth, air, water, and space. They say, Rishis, Acharyas, These are the only 5 elements in this universe. The whole universe is made of these 5 elements. There are space everywhere. Everything is included into the space. We see fire everywhere. Fire is not that fire which you see, which you burn something, but everything which is having energy. I'm speaking with some energy, that's fire. The air is running, the air is blowing. Air is also having fire in it. That's why that's blowing, that's spreading. And everything which is hard or materialistic, which is matter, you can touch, feel, smell, that is earth. And water, you know. And it doesn't change. This is universal. And 3 natural forces which affects us every second of our life from birth to death. Solar energy, gravitational force, and the magnetic energy. Now we read that gravitational force was firstly introduced by Newton, magnetic force was introduced by some other scientist. But our rishis were knowing it very well. And not only knowing that, they were also using that forces for benefit of the person, for human being. They were knowing that the whole body, every human being is made up of 5 elements. And so is the nature, the whole universe. If you create a harmony between the human's 5 elements and the universe 5 elements, then human can achieve whatever he wants. Whatever he wants. If you synchronize with the nature's energy, then whatever you want, you can have it from the nature. Now, so many people used to say that the secret works and you can get everything from nature. You just have to concentrate, you just have to chant, you just have to do this, that. And our rishis were saying it from very beginning. Just be harmony with nature, be in the frequency of nature, you will find whatever you want. Kanad says, and all rishis said, if you want to know the universe, you should know it in the form of vibration and energy. Swami Vivekananda was also saying that. And there were so many, a very long discussion between Nicholas Tesla and Swami Vivekananda. I read somewhere that they met and they discussed even after long a week or 15 days. And then we claim that Nikola Tesla says that if you want to know the universe, you have to know it by the energy and vibrations. Vaisheshik Shastra, Kanad, Jaimini, all rishis are saying that. And even though they goes beyond that and they says your consciousness, your mind, your Atma can change that vibrations. Your mind can change that energy. You can channelize that energy of the universe. And you can do whatever you want. You can get whatever you want from the universe. So this is the basic principle. Using 5 elements and these 3 natural forces, you can get whatever you want from that universe. But how to do this? That is explained in Vastu Shastra. Don't know how, but they got it. That wherever you are standing, the 8 directions affects you. And you know the names north, northeast, Ishan, east, Purv, southeast, Agneya, south, Dakshin, southwest, sorry, it's written wrong. southwest Nairitya, west Paschim, and northwest is Vayavya is called. And these directions are also related to some devatas, deities. Every kind of energy which does some kind of specific work is called as devatas. Those energies are devatas. So every direction has its specific nature, specific energy, and that energy is called as the name of devata, deity. Soma is the energy of northeast, Indra is the energy of east, Agni is the energy of southeast. Like you give names in physics, chemistry, Ohm's law, this law, that law. You have to give some name. So that name is given like deity, a devata. The energy of south, which kills you, is the Yama. The energy of Nairitya Kona is Pitara. And also those planets' energy also included with the directions. So don't know how, but they felt, they got this in their intuitions that the energy of northeast area is very much related to water element, dominated by water elements. Energy of southeast flows with domination of fire element. Energy of southwest is earth element. Energy of northwest is air, and the center part is totally space. How did they get it? So if you want to know that, then you also have to become like them. Yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, dharana, dhyan, and then samadhi. In the state of samadhi, they saw this, that from the any kind of construction, any kind of area, starting from the center, the energy flows like this. In the northeast is water, southeast fire, southwest earth, and northwest air. And in Darshan Shastra, they explained these 5 elements very deeply. Their nature, their characteristics. Akash is the main guna of Shabd. Shabd is the main guna of Akash element. Sound. You can touch and also hear in air. The Spars and Shabd is the main elements of Vayu, main guna, characters of Vayu. Sparsh, Shabd and Roop. You can see also, touch also, and hear. And sound can also flow from fire. You can taste, you can touch, you can see. And sound can also flow from earth. So these are the basic nature of all these 5 elements. The magnetic forces, it's very strange and very astonishing that they were knowing about the magnetic forces. It's very difficult. How do you feel that there is something magnetic force is working around you? You can't see that. You can't measure that without any instrument. But they know. Not only they were knowing this effect, but they also used it. So that's why they were saying not to do your head towards south. And there should always be slope towards north, not towards south. Solar energy. Every second solar energy's nature changes. The sunlight which gives effect on the morning, on the sunrise, is not same as the afternoon, and that is not same as the sunset time. So the energy of sun is creating some kind of specific effect in every second. And third is gravitational force. They were knowing from the very beginning. And Bhaskaracharya 1 in 11th, Bhaskaracharya 2 in 11th century, he explained gravitational very well. Akrashta saktischa mahitaya yat khastham mukham swabi khastham gurum swabi mukham swashaktya. Whatever is thrown on in the sky, the earth attracts it towards itself. That's gravitational force. It explained very well. So by using these 5 elements in these different directions and 3 forces, solar, magnetic and gravitational force, creates a specific effect on everything, whatever you are constructing, if that is having some kind of spatial periphery, the circumference or whatever you say, the area, there becomes a center point of that area and the energy flows. And that divides into 45 energies. And every energy has its specific nature and its specific work and its specific characters. And those deities were called Vastu Devata. And concluding them all, if you compile them all, it becomes a Vastu Purusha. But every energy is having its specific character. And that is explained in Vastu Shastra. So what kind of construction should be done in that specific area of that specific Devata? We will not go deep into that, but this is just an introductory lecture. So using that 5 elements and 3 natural forces, these 45 energies were created. And they explained it very well, very nicely, and how to use them. And most of the names are related to the Surya, Sun, Aryama, Surya, Usha, Mitra. All are the names of Surya. Now, we can divide Vastu, human beings Vastu, into 3 parts. First is residential Vastu. Construction of houses, construction of towns, residence for humans. Second is commercial Vastu, where you don't live 24 hours, but you do some commercial activities. And third is religious Vastu. That religious Vastu is very much different from the residential Vastu. Religious Vastu was mainly divided into 3 parts according to geographical condition. In South India, the Dravidian style is used. In Northern India, Nagara Shaili was used, Nagar style. And in between them, the mixture of Nagara and Dravidian, Besar style was used. And these temples were constructed very precisely, very precisely. If you are making a construction for your God, which is the supreme, you think, then that should be the finest. That should be 100% perfect. And if you say that they applied 100% Vastu into the temples, that's right. While even constructing a city, they can do some less things. While constructing a house, they can use less Vastu, not 100% rules. While constructing a palace, they can compromise Vastu. But while constructing a temple, they never ever compromised Vastu. 100% Vastu was applied. Because it will remain it should remain forever. They wanted to their children, grandchildren, and grandchildren to be benefited. The whole area or the whole city should be benefited from that temple, because temple was constructed in so scientific and such a systematic manner. When you enter into the temple, your tridosha, vat, pit, kaf, your 5 elements synchronizes with the universe. The temple have such kind of qualities that controls all your emotions, all your 5 elements, that balances all your 5 elements, that balances all your 3 doshas, vat, pit, and kaf. In that state, you goes into the frequency of the universe. You match with the vibration of the universe. And then if you want something from your deep desire, you can find that. If you want peace, you want money, you want child, you want whatever you want, you just pray there. If you are sitting in a temple and you are praying, that is very different from praying from your house. Your house does not have that kind of energy, that kind of atmosphere which can synchronize you with the universe. But the temple was constructed in such manner. And that's why if you want to directly connect to the universe, you must spend some time at the temple. And everybody was going to the temple, worshipping there, and you find peace, you find balanced, you find synchronized with universe in the temple. And temple architecture is also a huge topic. There are so many parts. Adhisthana, Jagati, Mandapa, Shikhara, Kalasha, Dhwaja, Garbhagriha, Pradakshina, so many parts. And every part is very much deep, very much precise. Like you can see here, how every part should be very deeply and very accurately made. If you cut that construction into 2 parts, those 2 parts will be accurately similar. Not even an inch of parameter should be wrong there. And these type of temples we find even now. If you see the Brihadishvara temple in Tanjore, Kailash temple in Ajanta caves, and there are marvels of constructions, and after the hundreds and thousands of years they are still standing without any maintenance. So basically people are very much interested into residential Vastu because that is very much related to them. So I will just explain few things, introductory things. Nowadays people think that we have bought a house, we bought a flat, we constructed a house, then आ जाइए पंडित जी इसका वास्तु कर दीजिए, just do the vastu of our house. वास्तु कोई करने की चीज नहीं है कि आप आके वास्तु कर देंगे. You just do the vastu. Vastu begins from, Vastu is a very systematic Shastra. Shastra means which has the Anushasanam, which has particular rules to be followed. A discipline is called Shastra. It begins from the first thought you have in your mind that I want to make a house. And the Vastu starts from there. If you want to make a house, then just first step will be to choose a city, which city where you are going to live. And then in that city, which direction you should live. And in that direction of the city, you then do the site selection, which kind of earth, which kind of bhumi, which kind of land will be benefit for you, will be beneficial for you. The shape and the nature of the land, you see that. After that, you just see the slope of that land. If it's going towards east, north, then that's good, otherwise not. And then you see the energy of that land. The 5 elements and 3 forces are making a 45 energies on that land, starting from the center. Vastu Pada Vinyas, do the Vastu Pada Vinyas on that land, then decide the main door of your house and then construct the whole thing. I will very shortly explain these things, how the ancients were doing that. So there were so many methods to choose the city first. So there was a Narakriti Chakram by the name of that city or that village or the area in that city, the nakshatra and your nakshatra, where you born. If those are matching in that chakra, then you should live in that city. And another thing is Kakani Vichara. This is a system to check if that city or village is beneficial for you or not. I'm not going into deep that, but that's called Kakini Vichar. And after that, the direction in that city. If you then first you choose the city or village and which direction will be beneficial for you. And that direction was decided by 2 things. First, from your Rashi, where in which Rashi you born. For particular Rashis, particular directions are beneficial. And by the nature of your work, what work you are doing. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna says, Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. I created 4 Varnas, not by the birth, Guna and Karma, by their Karma and their Gunas. So Brahmana Karma, who is interested into doing worshipping, teaching, doing yajna, that should live in the east corner. Kshatriya in north, Vaishya in south, Shudra in west. And that is not these jatis which we consider these days. That's different. And after that, you choose the direction in the city. Then you choose the land, which kind of land will be beneficial for you. What are you going to do there? What is your work? What is your nature? According to your nature, you choose the land. Land affects you very much. By seeing a person, you can say that this person is from that land. This person is from South India. This person is from Kashmir. This person is from Northeast area. This person is from Russia, this person is from China. Why? How? Because that land, that atmosphere changes the characters and genes of that person. The earth creates the human's body and their appearance and nature. Earth affects so much. And they went into very deep. If you find a Brahman earth, a land which is nature of a Brahman, then if you open a school, if you open a college, if you do a research center, if you make a temple, that will be very, very beneficial because that land is Brahman. So they divided land into 4 parts, and then you choose what kind of land is beneficial for you. And then do Salyodhar. Whatever is into the land have its own energy and affects your construction. So you just dig that area, and if you find wood or other things, those are not good. If you find bones, that is not good. So you just dig the land, change the and the second thing, slope of land should be seen. Slope towards north, east, and northeast is very good considered. Other slopes are not good. So you must see the land before you choose the place. And then the shape of land. The best shape is considered square shape. Second, rectangle shape. Third, circular, and other are also shapes which are not very much good for constructing a residential plot. So you have to be very aware of what kind of land you are using, which kind of shape you are using for your construction. So after choosing the land, you have to see which part of land is increasing. So increase in north, in east and northeast is very good. Other increase are not very good. And after the selection of land, you do tik sadhana, exact directions of that land, because without knowing exact east, north, northeast, you won't be able to know which kind of energies are there, which deities are sitting in that land. So in ancient time, they were doing it by sun shadow and with the Dhruv Tara in north. So sun shadows will never lie. Instrument can lie, but sun can never lie. So they were finding accurate direction by the sun's path and shadows. And then you see where the roads are coming around your house or your land. And then you put the energy of Vastu Purusha. So there is a big story because we don't have much time, so I'm skipping that. How the Vastu Purusha was originated and how it explains the creation of universe. But you just apply this Vastu Purusha on your land to know what kind of energies are there. And this Vastu Purusha also have so many different kind of proportion according to the construction. If you want to construct a city, then you use 64 parts of Vastu Purusha. If you want to construct a water body, then you need 1,000 parts of Vastu Purusha. If you are going to construct a house, then you use 81 parts of Vastu Purusha. And according to the construction of land, according to the structure of land, the Vastu Purusha and deities changes their positions like that, like this. If the triangle is there, then the energies will be divided into such kind of manner. And in these days, the constructions are not like a square shape or rectangle shape. So we need to find out the center part of the house and then divide the house into the all directions, and then we can find which kind of energies are lying in the house, and according to that we find how to construct the house and after that, when you divide your house into the directions and all parts, then you find 32 deities are there on the periphery of the Vastu Purusha. So every deity or every devata has its own effect. So after seeing the effect, good effect, you should open a main door from there. So basically, in every direction, third and fourth part is very good. So if you see in ancient Harappan and civilization, Harappan, Indus Valley seals, these kind of constructions are made. And if you open the third and fourth part, if the construction is 64 parts and every part is having 8 gates, and if you open the third and fourth gate, you will find a construction of swastika. And swastika, how this image or this construction is made of, only Vastu Shastra explains why swastika is constructed like that, because in this swastik, the open areas are the third and fourth part of the construction. So from the very beginning, we find this swastik chinha, and this swastik chinha explains the main door entries of any construction. So how will you know that which part of your house, which door is there? So you have to divide your house into 32 parts, and then you decide which part of your which part of Vastu your main door is lying, or you need to change that, or you need to do some remedies. So like that, you can find out in your house, in your construction, that, in which direction your main door is coming, and what is the effect of that main door, and what should be done. And also in front of the main door, there should not be any vedha, any kind of construction in front of the main door is not good. So and main door is like in Jyotish Shastra we say Lagna is most important. Like in also in Vastu Shastra we say that the main door is considered as the most important part of the Vastu, that the main energies come from that door, and that door should be very nice. That door should be very well constructed, very well. There should be so many kind of nice drawings there, because the kind of drawings you make on your main door, that kind of energies come from that your door. So like lotus, like peacocks, elephants, kalash. So 8 manglik chinha, 8 mangliks points were there, that those should be constructed on your doors, flowers, leaves. Those attracts positive energy in your door. And also while constructing, you must see the main marmasthana. Those are the very sensitive part of Vastu Purusha. Those should not be touched. Anything should not be made upon the marmasthala. That also be seen. And after that, you decide that what kind of construction can be done in which kind of direction. Like Aishanyam Devata Geham. In northeast direction, you make temple, the place for God. Purvasyam Snana Mandiram. If you make bathroom in east, that will give you health. Agneyam Pakasadanam. In southeast, Pakasadanam. Kitchen should be there. Fire should be there. That will give you cash flow. Very nice. Bhandaragaram Uttare. Utensils you can put into north area. So after that, after doing all these things, what you see Vastu these days comes at the last. In which direction, what kind of construction should be done. So after explaining this introductory Vastu, I am concluding my lecture here.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful to the host for giving me this opportunity, and if anybody is having any question, I'm ready to take. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Pravesh ji. It was a very educational concept about the Vastu, which you told, and how it has come from Atharva Veda, and how the 5 elements are brought into it, and also the harmony and frequency of nature with self. So it was a very, very knowledgeable lecture to all of us. And we have a couple of questions. Is Vastu applicable in America, as
Yes,
it's
yes.
not? Okay.
Everywhere in this world, not even in America, in this universe, Vastu is applicable. In
Okay.
solar system, Vastu is also applicable, because the definition of Vastu we don't know. We just know that just make toilets here, kitchen here. That's not the Vastu. Vastu applicable everywhere, in your body also.
Yes, you've told, like, wherever we live, the place where we live itself is our Vastu.
Yes,
So
the atmosphere affects you wherever you go in this universe.
Exactly, sir. Please tell me the difference between Agama Shastra and Vastu Shastra.
Vastu Shastra is
Can I request people to kindly mute? Thank you.
Agamas are different, but you can find few elements of Vastu in Agamas also. Agamas is different set of Shastra, but many Shastras talks about other Shastras included there. So you can find Vastu in Puranas, you can find Vastu in Agamas, you can find Vastu in Vedas, in philosophies. So those are different, but you can find subjects of Vastu in Agamas also.
Is there anything about southern different in northern here?
Yes, is according to condition, geographical condition, according to atmosphere, Vastu changes. The material you use in Vastu changes, and according to the availability of material and the atmospheric nature, the houses are different. You can see in Himachal, houses are differently made. In Rajasthan, houses are differently made. In Kerala, houses are differently made. So that is Vastu. Vastu is different in every, but the basic rules are same. Your comfort is must.
In America, the municipality doesn't always agree to our ways of construction. What should we do if it's not according to Vastu?
No, it's your, what can say, your bhagya. If your future, like bhagya, fortune is good, then you will automatically find a Vastu perfect house. Or if you are going to have some trouble in future, then you will automatically find some Vastu imperfect house. So what you can do, change your house if you can't construct that.
Looking at the PowerPoint.
Or there are some remedies. Remedies also works, so you can do some remedies if you can't change the house.
Looking at the PowerPoint, I understand that west direction is good for Tula Rashi and Mithuna Rashi. Is that right?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
Sir, we have requests for the PDF share.
Yes, sure. I will share you.
Thank you so much.
And you can share into the group.
Thank you,
also,
sir.
I'm running a online free course. I can share the link. Are these people are having some WhatsApp group or what?
No, we have it. It's a certificate group. If you can share it with you, share it with us. So
I will share you. I'm running a online free of cost, government recognized 15 weeks Vastu course basics. So you can everyone you can join the course. It's totally free.
Sir. Okay. As you, sir, we have one more question. Main door should be constructed beautifully, but in multi-storied building, which one should be considered as main door? Individual house or building entrance for Vastu remedy?
Individual house, because whole building is not yours. So when you feel that I am in my house, that gate is your main door. So your flat's main gate is your main door. So you can just do some kind of flowers or some bandarmal like toran. Put some flowers there. Beautiful.
Okay, sir. For Tula Rashi lady and Magha Rashi man, married life, any Vastu tips for peaceful and harmonious marriage?
Who is asking?
I don't know, sir.
Okay, if you are feeling trouble in your married life, just
can I request people to kindly mute? Can you kindly mute whoever's unmuted, please? Thank you.
There is a simple Mahavastu remedy for whatever their rashis are. You just keep photo of couple, the happiest moment picture in a golden frame into the southwest direction of your house. Surely effect.
Excuse me, sir. Can you please mute whoever it is? I'm unmuting you, but you're again unmuting yourself.
Somebody is
Yeah, I kept on muting and they kept on unmuting.
Maybe they are not knowing. They are unmuted. You can do here from here from your side.
Sorry, can you please type in chat the advice you mentioned? I can't hear anything. Sorry.
Admin, you can kick out the user, I think.
They've been going on unmuting themselves.
Yeah, just
so.
kick the user out.
Thank you. Pravesh,
So
can
I'm
you
saying
please
that there are a few remedies which can be done to solve that problem. So one remedy I was telling that just put a picture of husband and wife into the southwest corner of the house in a golden frame. That will work, and other things also can be done. So there are remedies.
Simple Vastu tips for harmony at home with young kids.
There is no simple tips are there. So overall Vastu should be done. The northeast part should be very clear. Then and the center part of the house also should be clear. Then the children will listen to them. Otherwise they don't. So there is not a simple tips. Whole Vastu works in a whole manner.
Thank you so much, Praveshji. We really thank you on behalf of Kamakoti
I'm
Bhakti
highly
Kendra
obliged.
and Sampradaya Tirupati. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
ending
you.
the session. Thank you, everyone.
I will send you the link. You just share it.
Yes, please. Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will join the classes. Please share, ma'am. Thank you.
Sure.